Hey guys, it's Nikki. I'm here just to do a quick introductory clip. This month I read The Queen's Gambit, and as a result, I am now watching it. Then Netflix has a kind of TV miniseries style where it's 6 to 8 episodes. I can't remember exactly how many, and it's following the storyline of The Queen's Gambit. I'm really pumped. The little bit that my husband and I have talked about this show, it seems to follow the book pretty closely. It's not going to be as entertaining, unfortunately, because my husband has watched the show before I even read the book, to be honest. So there's not going to be a lot of fun theories like there were with Behind Her Eyes. However, I'm still really excited to see it. I'm really excited to see how well it's adapted, specifically with Netflix. I think they do a pretty good job with taking a book series and moving it onto the screen. So I'm very hopeful for this adaptation. And I will check in with you maybe after I've watched the first half, just to kind of get a more umbrella view of the story and how they're following it. I'm really excited to see Beth, the actress they have playing her as a teenager and an adult. I think is going to fit it pretty well, and from what my husband said, she's a very good actress. This is the kind of drama that I love to watch and read, where you have kind of an underdog, although Beth isn't necessarily an underdog per se. The situation makes her one, and just watching her reach for goals and meet them and just have a meteoric rise in her fame and her life, and it's gonna be fun. I will check in with you guys at the halfway point, maybe a little bit earlier, but most likely the halfway point. And with that, I will see you in the next clip. Peace. Hey guys, Nikki checking in here. Sorry about this. I was working out earlier with, we got the Ring Fit Adventure for the Nintendo Switch, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And, this is going on. Anyways, we also watched more of Queen's Gambit. We are now just finished episode 3. And I forgot to check in last time we watched it. So far I'm really enjoying it. It's a pretty faithful adaptation. My big complaints so far are that they aged Beth up too fast. They combined Benny Watts' character with the pirate from the Cincinnati tournament, or was it the Houston tournament? One of the tournaments. And it wasn't awesome. It's adding a little bit to his character that didn't really need to be added. They could have done without the pirate character, I think, just in general. And I guess the only other thing that I've kind of a complaint about is how they're treating Alma Wheatley. Maybe it's just because of how I read it in the book, but in the book it came a lot more as, like, she's not a perfect parent and she's really struggling with a lot of things in her life, so you get a really mixed bag of, like, mercenary interactions, but then also a lot of motherly interactions. And in the show, it comes off, like, it comes off a lot more mercenary and then, like, making up for not being a good mom. Like, it doesn't have quite the same vibe for me, and it could have just been how I was interpreting the book versus how it actually is. And that's about it for dislikes. Otherwise, it's a very faithful adaptation. I'm enjoying a lot of the characters. The actors are doing a really awesome job, and I'm really having a good time with that so far. Other than that, I don't really have much to report at this point. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but so far it is going really well and is one of the best adaptations I've ever watched. Hey, just Nikki checking in. Checking in here in my office. I've watched episode 4 of Queen's Gambit. I'm still really enjoying it. I still think that they did a really good job translating it to the silver screen. This is a very good adaptation. The few things that they've kind of, like, squished together are, like, characters or events, and it isn't necessarily taking away from the story because Beth is still learning the same thing from it, which is really good. But just, like, things like Benny Watts, I was kind of disappointed that they combined his character with the pirate. but we haven't met him again, so I don't know how that's really going to play out. So I'm excited to see, because I think he'll come up in this next episode. And I have started episode 5. It's not too bad. We're getting the training from Harry Beltic. And I really enjoyed the, like, cerebral part of this relationship of him teaching her and her learning from him. Just not so much, like, in terms of skill, but, like, how to approach a game. And so I'm going to finish that episode and hopefully be able to crack out 6, and then I'll get this, I'll get another check-in done for you guys. I'll see you in the next clip. Hey guys, I'm here just to do my final check-in for Queen's Gambit, the TV miniseries on Netflix. I ended up really enjoying it. I believe I last checked in with you when I was partway through episode 5, and then I had episode 6 and 7 left to go. And quite frankly, they did a very good job with the pacing. I was a little bit concerned at how they were doing Paris, just because there are a few small things different, that just the way that she was spiraling didn't quite feel to me quite the same as the book, but it ended up working out really well. So it was a non-issue in the end. It was just something I was concerned about going in. And then they did a really awesome job with that final episode. It was so well done. I wish that they had kept Beth reaching out to Jolene rather than Jolene just showing up like she did in the Netflix show. But again, very minor thing. The important stuff was still there. They still were dealing with kind of their shared history and some of the other stuff that had been going on between them, and just Beth realizing she did have a friend in Jolene now that Jolene had kind of redirected her anger a little bit away from her. And this was just really, the last 2 episodes were really solid in a very solid series. Netflix, although I don't always love their movies, have been doing really awesome TV shows, and this is one of those that is just very well done, stays close enough to the source material that you really, if you've read the book, you will probably really enjoy this. And you don't have to read the book to get a really good experience from it. This is really well done. And that's really all I have to say about the final 2 episodes, so I will just try to do a quick summary here. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it was really good. In terms of a book to movie adaptation, I would give it a really high score. I would say probably 4.5 stars out of 5 here. They did really good. The few things they cut made sense. There's a few small things that made some of the relationships a little bit more complex that I would have liked to see more. And I actually didn't enjoy kind of the extra backstory you were getting about Beth's mom. It was done very differently dealt with very differently in the book, and I enjoyed it in the book more because it made the story more about Beth's growth rather than the trauma. And in the end, it wasn't a terrible thing. It's just something I didn't enjoy as much. But otherwise, the casting was really good. They did a really awesome job keeping the characters consistent, getting people who looked like the characters where the characters were described, and just getting actors that did phenomenal jobs in their roles. I think Anna Joy or Taylor, I believe, is the one who plays Beth, and she just did a very good job. I think they grew her up a little bit too quickly in the show compared to the book, but I understand why that had to be done. And in the end, it didn't really affect the story in the grand scheme of things. So, minor complaint, but the actress just did a phenomenal job bringing Beth to life. The awkwardness, the anger, the stiltedness, she did a phenomenal job with it. And in terms of just a TV show unto itself, it was just very well done. It was high drama, it was interesting, and it was kind of that underdog, but actually talented trope. And I really enjoy that because it usually means that the character you're following is breaking down barriers of some kind. And here, it was that she was a very, very talented female chess player at a time where women were not encouraged to play chess. And in some places, outright not allowed. But it was just very well done. If you guys haven't checked it out yet and are interested, I do recommend it. It is not a show that I would recommend binging. It is very heavy, just dealing with substance abuse, childhood trauma, and just a very, very complex relationships, especially between Beth and her adopted mother, Alma. And I'm going to leave you here. That is my alarm for my brunch. Talk to me down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the book or the adaptation, especially the adaptation. And I will talk with you guys later. Peace.